Today, we dive into one of the most controversial topics in U.S. economics, the tariffs imposed by Donald Trump. During his presidency, Trump introduced a series of tariffs on foreign products, especially from China, promising to strengthen American industry and balance trade. But what was the real impact of these measures? Did they help American workers, or did they end up hurting their wallets? Today, we analyze the data and the reality behind these economic policies. Let's start with a shocking fact. Trump's tariffs have cost American consumers and businesses over $80 billion in additional taxes. That means higher prices for essential goods like electronics, automobiles, and food. But that's just the beginning. When Trump introduced these tariffs, the idea was simple: make foreign imports more expensive so that American businesses could have a competitive advantage. However, reality was far more complex. Many manufacturers rely on imported raw materials like steel and aluminum, which led to higher production costs and, in turn, higher consumer prices. The automotive industry was especially affected. Companies like Ford and General Motors reported billions in losses due to rising material costs. This led to layoffs and reduced investments in new plants and technologies. Another affected sector was agriculture. In response to Trump's tariffs, China imposed its own tariffs on American agricultural products, such as soybeans and corn. This resulted in massive losses for U.S. farmers, whose exports dropped significantly. But was there any benefit? Some argue that the tariffs forced China to negotiate a more favorable trade deal for the U.S. However, the costs for American consumers and businesses were enormous. In terms of employment, tariffs were a double-edged sword. While some sectors, like the steel industry, saw an increase in domestic production, other industries dependent on international trade suffered layoffs and company closures. Was Trump's strategy worth it? The evidence suggests that while the intention was to strengthen the American economy, the consequences were not as expected. In the long run, consumers paid more, businesses struggled, and U.S. trade partners found alternative markets. What do you think? Were these policies necessary, or did they cause more harm than good? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth economic analysis on Ultimatum News.